Record on this computer. Okay, good. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to tonight's IsaFit Europe team training. This is a very special training because in tonight's training we have Isagenix top nutritionist Rebecca Haresign. She's from the corporate office in London in the United Kingdom. Tonight's training is all about products. So I asked Rebecca to share some insights, some products, examples with us, mainly on the weight loss category. So in the next couple of weeks, we will be addressing sports products, greens products, the weight loss products. So step by step, we will guide you through the products. Let's give Rebecca a warm welcome. And maybe afterwards, you can drop also your questions in the chat box. If we have enough time available, we can do a quick Q&A at the end. We will also record this webinar, so we will post it in the group. So afterwards, you can all see and share the video with your team members. So Rebecca, thank you for having some time on this lovely Monday evening. Thank you for being with us. And I would like to introduce you as our speaker for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So just checking you can see my screen okay?
Yeah, good.
Perfect. So welcome everybody. Yes, I'm here until 8 my time, so 9 your time. So yes, we will most likely have a good few minutes at the end where we can chat a little bit about any questions that you might have. But first up, I was just looking at all your faces there, and I feel like there's lots of new faces on this call. So if I just take a second to give you my kind of backstory and why I'm here today doing what I do, then we can hopefully get to know one another a little bit more over the weeks, months, and years to come. So my name is Rebecca Haresign, and I am the Product Education Manager and Nutritionist for Isagenix in Europe. So based here in the UK, but covering the whole of Europe, and hopefully one day very soon we will be able to travel and all get together again. So I've probably met a couple of you at events either here in the UK or over in the Netherlands, but hopefully that will be something we're able to do in the not too distant future. So my background is in nutrition. I have my degree in nutrition, and then I worked as a nutritionist for many years before joining Isagenix, which is coming up to nearly 4 years ago now. So ever since then, my role's kind of grown and grown and grown to be working with each and every one of you to educate you a little bit more on the products. I feel like every time you talk about a product, you kind of cover something different. And so you're learning a little bit extra every time. And also working on bringing new products into our market and then working alongside our marketing team. So you've always got the tools at your fingertips, ready to go to educate everybody that you know on the new products and the benefits, etc. So we always have to say this at the beginning of any training. So everything that we're talking about is just good nutrition. We're not talking about treating, preventing, curing, diagnosing any kind of medical condition. We're talking about healthy, balanced diet, healthy lifestyles. And, you will be amazed at what nutrients can do to your body, but we're not, any miraculous thing here. We're just giving your body what it needs every single day. So these are, this is kind of the core of Isagenix. So Isagenix has been around since 2002, been in the UK for, 4 years. That's how long I've been here. But even back in 2002, these products were the core of Isagenix, and they're always evolving and we're always improving and developing, but the fundamentals will always be staying the same. So you're always going to have these 3 concepts that we're going to talk about. And then you've got other products on the side that will help depending on which route it is you're trying to go down, whether you want to lose weight, whether you're looking for well-being, whether you want to improve your performance, whether you're just, you need something that's convenient and healthy and you've never found anything that ticks those boxes before. There will always be a path for you to take, and these products will always be at the center of your program, regardless of which program it is that you're going to follow. So those 3 concepts are, of course, referring to our Nourish for Life, big part of our cleanse days that we'll come to talk about. Our Isoline shake, that is that nutrient-packed smoothie that I'm not sure what I would do without. I can't believe I went all those years of my life before not knowing what to have for breakfast, even as a nutritionist, it does happen. And Ionic Supreme, a product that is not there for weight loss, it's there for well-being, but it's a big part of our weight loss packs because there's such a big focus on well-being, even when you're trying to lose weight. So let's talk a little bit about how Isagenix works. And I think most of us can say that in the past, we've maybe tried other diets and tried other programs, and it's not been that successful. Maybe it was very restrictive. Maybe you could only eat like one type of food. Maybe you had to cut out like all of your favorite food groups and you weren't getting the right balance. Maybe there wasn't enough focus on good nutrition. Maybe it was all about restricting and eating less. And it's kind of like grained into you that calories are bad, but calories are essential. We need calories to be able to, survive. Even right now, I'm burning calories, just sitting down, talking, breathing, my heart is pumping. We do need calories, but it's all about ticking all of the right boxes. So with Isagenix, the reason that it works is because we've got such a big focus on protein and fiber, which are going to help to keep you feeling full. Nobody likes feeling hungry. I've not ever met a person that enjoys that. And then there's a big focus on your vitamins, your minerals, and your phytonutrients. So yes, you need them in much smaller amounts than you do protein, for example, but that doesn't make them any less important. And if you are, not getting just one of your vitamins and minerals in the right amounts every single day, it can really throw out so many processes within your body. Like there's so many systems and processes happening inside us that we don't even really fully understand. But you do need those micronutrients and those compounds in order for everything to function as it is. So we're not going to go into all the technicals, but just know that sometimes people talk about, how they just feel entirely different and they feel entirely new once they've started using the program. And that's because suddenly all of these things are just slotting into place now that you're giving your body the fuel that it really needs. So then when you take all of that good nutrition and you put it into your shake days and your cleanse day schedule with your intermittent fasting, the results are so good. And I'm sure you've seen many a before and after of real people and how they've actually used exactly these products in exactly the same way to achieve those results. So we're going to start off with those core products, looking into them a little bit more. We'll then come to talk a little bit about supplements to supplement your diet. And then I think we're going to look at how we kind of piece it all together into your shake days and your cleanse days. Oops. Here we are. So as I've just given away, we've got two types of isolene shake. We're going to talk about this one first and the other one in a minute. So this isolene shake is made using whey protein. It's an undenatured whey protein, which is all to do with the way that the whey is extracted from the other components of the milk. Undenatured meaning that it's a very gentle process, so you're really preserving the protein. But within the two shakes are pretty much nutritionally the same. We're just talking about the difference here in the proteins. So you've got 240 calories, which is just enough calories. Any less than that, any less than 200 calories, you really can't even consider that to be a meal. You're not getting enough calories because remember, they are essential. But the calories are made up of all of the right things. So you've got the perfect balance of your protein, your carbohydrates, your healthy fats, plenty of fiber in there, a lot more fiber than most people are getting in their regular breakfast, and those 23 different vitamins and minerals that I keep talking about because they are so important to the body. So your isolene shake, very easy to use. You'll either take your sachet or 2 scoops and mix that with water. You can add some other ingredients to it if you like. Maybe if you're not thinking weight loss, you're thinking, well-being or performance, then yes, you might need a few extra calories added in there. So you can add in some fruits, some oats, some nut butters, whatever takes your fancy. Different people at different points in their journey are going to add slightly different things. But as it is, just with water, you can't get much better than that. It is such an easy meal to have, no matter what it is that you're doing with your day. But then we have our plant-based option. So this is an option that's there for people who maybe can't tolerate dairy, and people that follow a plant-based or a vegan diet. This would be a great alternative. So here, instead of that whey protein, we've used whole grain brown rice and pea protein so that you're still getting the same benefits. People always think that an animal-based protein is better than a plant-based protein. And that's because, generally it is. But when you're combining those two or more different types of plant-based protein together, that's how we can kind of, where one protein might be a little bit low in some of the essential amino acids, the other protein will make up for it. And so combined, you are still getting that balance of the essential amino acids that we've got to get through our diet because we can't make them ourselves. So in this blend, we also don't add the vitamins and minerals in the same way. You're still going to find them in there, but instead of fortifying with the 23 different vitamins and minerals, we've used a blend of 11 different fruits and vegetables. So you're still getting the variety that you're unlikely to be preparing yourself, a meal of 11 different fruits and vegetables. So you're still getting the variety in there. We've just done it in a slightly different way to give people different options depending on what it is they would like. We then have our Nourish for Life, which is a big part of our cleanse days. And we will come to talk a little bit more about cleanse days and how to do a cleanse day and give you all of the tools that you're going to need. But just know that when we say cleanse day, we're not talking about laxatives or anything, down that path. We're talking about intermittent fasting. So intermittent fasting is a big, big trend. Probably it's been around for a few years, but it's definitely gaining a lot more traction as the years go by. But cleanse days, intermittent fasting has been part of Isogenic since 2002. So this is what I mean. Our core is always going to be the same. We're just adding in new products around it. So within this product, the reason why it's such a big part of our cleanse days is all to do with the nutrients and the ingredients that we've included in there. So I tend to break down Nourish for Life into 3 components. You've got your B vitamins, which of course is very important for giving you energy and lots of different functions within the body. You've then got your botanicals. So here we're talking about things like your aloe vera and your peppermint, known for being very soothing on your digestive system. And then, across the board in our products, we don't use any artificial flavors, colors, or sweeteners. So instead we use functional flavors. So here you'll find your berries have been added in for flavor into the Nourish for Life, but also for the antioxidant benefit that they're going to bring along with them. So that kind of is across the board, but that works very well here in this concept of Nourish for Life. We then have Ionic Supreme. And as I said at the beginning, this product is not there for weight loss. It's there for wellness and it's there for your everyday well-being. So it should really just be part of your daily ritual, like brushing your teeth. You should just be having your Ionics just like clockwork without kind of thinking about it in terms of weight loss specifically or anything like that. The tagline, which is the first bullet point on the screen, I think sums up this product so well. It's ancient ingredients to support your modern life. So these ingredients in this product have been around for centuries. They've been used in Ayurveda, they've been used in traditional Chinese medicine, but you might not have heard of them before. So ingredients like Schisandra and wolfberry and urethro, they might be new to you, but it doesn't mean that they are new. They've still been around for a very long time. And they've been used, as I said, in ways where they might be preventing things or they might be improving things, elements of a person's performance. So bringing all of those nutrients and ingredients together is what can really help us in our daily lives. So everything that they've been doing for centuries in these other cultures is something that we can benefit from today to really help us in everything that we are tackling. So now we'll come to chat quickly about snacking. I missed that out, and then we will come to supplements in a second. So actually, before we crack on to snacking, I think it's fair to say that snacking does have somewhat of a reputation. And often people think of snacking as a little bit gluttonous and a bit indulgent, and you don't necessarily think of snacking as a really important part of a healthy, balanced diet. Some people have no need to snack. They are, full enough from their meals. They don't get hungry in between. That's fine. But if you do get hungry in between, then there are lots of different ways that you can snack and still be healthy and still lose weight at the same time. It doesn't always have to be something that's super high calorie, something that's indulgent, something that's going to throw you off track. And so that's really what we've got here. Snacks that, they're really just a replacement for the other snacks that you might be getting from the supermarket. But they've just got a healthy twist on them, more of a focus on being calorie controlled, higher in protein, higher in fiber, so that you will be feeling more full. So this is the first snack option, one of my favorites. This is, I like to call them protein crisps, really, in a nutshell. So forget the crisps that you would tend to buy in the supermarket, and get your Harvest Thins and get your Whey Thins instead. So each little bag is 100 calories, and within that you'll find between 10 and 11 grams of protein. It's the Whey Thins, which have 10 grams of protein, and that protein is whey protein, obviously. And the Harvest Thins has 11 grams of protein, and that is pea protein. So again, it's plant-based and it's suitable for vegans. But when you're going to be comparing, the amount of saturated fat or the amount of salt in these products versus what you'll find in the supermarket, that's where you'll see some reductions, and you're definitely going to find more protein in these versus what you're going to get from the shops. And the benefit of having the protein in there is that protein helps to keep us feeling full. So the reason that we're having a snack in between our meals is because we're hungry. So you need to have something that is going to kind of stop us from feeling hungry and actually, give us what our body is asking for and help to keep us feeling full at the same time. So these are, just a great staple to have in your cupboard. And you can also have them on your cleanse day, but we will talk a little bit more about your cleanse day snack options in a minute. We then have Isa Delights. So this is, a slightly, a lot healthier version of the chocolate that you'll find in the supermarket. So what's different about it? First thing is the cocoa content. So lots of the supermarket chocolate that we can buy doesn't necessarily have a particularly high cocoa content. I don't know what else they're putting into it, probably a bit more milk, maybe a bit more sugar, but it's the cocoa that actually is quite healthy. It's quite good for us. It's going to have lots of those different phytonutrients and antioxidants that are very important to us, but we just don't associate it with anything that's healthy because of everything that comes alongside it. But in addition to that high cocoa, we've then added in some feel-good ingredients. So you've got your green tea, amino acids, antioxidants, B vitamins, all have been added in to your chocolate. But you wouldn't realize that when you're having it. It will just taste like a good chocolate. So you're kind of getting that sweet tooth craving just in 60 calories. So it's not coming in a big portion, it's just coming as a one portion. So it does help with controlling the amount that you're having. And it makes a really good snack, and you don't need to feel any guilt to do with it because it is a feel-good chocolate. And the next snack that we have is slightly higher in calories, but you can still make it work even if you're trying to lose weight. So our Isoline bar is a high protein bar, and these two flavors are both chocolate based, slightly different textures between the two of them, but you can still get your chocolate fix. And of course, with the protein that's in there, it will definitely help to keep you feeling full. So if you're trying to lose weight, then I would recommend having half. So take half of the bar, or take the bar and slice it in half, and then, wrap that up and take that with you out wherever you're going for the day. And that will be about 130 calories, which is perfect in terms of the calories that we'd recommend to have as a snack for losing weight. But for anyone else who's just trying to stay healthy or for performance, we would definitely recommend a whole bar is going to be absolutely fine for you if you wish. You do still, of course, have the option to have that slightly smaller portion. But this is a great product to just have, again, in your cupboard, so you can have that chocolate bar, but without necessarily feeling quite so indulgent. We then have our isogenic snacks. So these are much lower in calories than the other things we've spoken about. And these are just small little wafers that I personally definitely recommend having them throughout your cleanse day. So these wafers might not look like they're going to do very much, but because of what's inside them, which is chromium, which is a mineral which can really help to kind of maintain your blood sugar levels. So when you think about fasting and you think about going for a long time without having your normal meals and snacks, you might think about your blood sugar levels doing this. And when they do this, that's when you get tired, that's when you get irritable, it's when you start getting annoyed with people. And, you know, that's not good. That's not what we want on a cleanse day. So by having the chromium, that can really help you to just kind of maintain where you are. Even without your regular meals and snacks, the chromium will help to keep your blood sugar levels where they need to be, which can really help you to get through the day. And here we've also got two different options. So the purple colored one, as it says, is plant-based. So that's another one that's suitable for vegans. And the one on the right is a chocolate flavor, and that has a little bit of whey protein in there. I'm saying a little bit, it's like 1 or 2 grams of protein. It's not a high protein product. That's not the star of the show. The chromium is the star of the show. But we've just got those two different options there, depending on your goals. So now let's come to talk about supplements. I'm just going to have a quick glass of water because I feel like I'm about to cough. So I'll be with you in a second. Okay, so to supplement your diet, we've got a few additional products that go alongside everything we've discussed, which again can just be part of your daily routine, or maybe you'll have them, hang on. Sorry, I've got a dry throat. Maybe you'll have them at certain times, certain parts of your routine, which we'll come to talk about. And the first of which is an e-shot. There we go. So an e-shot is just a small energy shot. And when you think about energy drinks or you think about an energy shot, you probably don't suddenly think about something that's super healthy. And so that's really the reason why this product was created. So in your little shot, you'll have 80 milligrams of caffeine, but the caffeine is from a natural source. So it's from green tea and yerba mate. So it's not an artificial source of caffeine. It's very much a natural source. But what we've done with that is we've combined it with other kind of energy boosting botanicals. So we're talking about Schisandra and Siberian ginseng that are in there along with that caffeine. And then we haven't added all of the artificial flavorings, all of the artificial sweeteners that you would expect to find in an energy drink. We've really cleaned it up and given you kind of everything that you want and nothing that you don't. So that is a really great product, again, just to have with you, whether that's instead of a morning coffee, whether that's something that you have, you know, before a little bit of exercise, or just your afternoon pick me up when you're really beginning to feel it. We then have, we have just 2 actual capsules to take as a supplement, and this is one of them here. So this is ThermoGX, which is all about supporting your metabolism. So your metabolism is, of course, taking the nutrients in the food that you eat and breaking it down into those components that your body is going to use. So you're metabolizing, obviously, everything that you're eating. That's a natural process. We all have a metabolic system going on, but sometimes we do find, particularly when people are coming in on a weight loss journey and maybe have, you know, kind of done some very restrictive diets in the past, then they do need that little bit of extra support, those few extra nutrients to support that process of getting the energy and the nutrients from the food we eat into your body. So niacin and chromium are 2 nutrients that are known for that are known to support your metabolism. So you've taken those nutrients and then combined them with your other kind of plant-based ingredients like your green tea extract, your apple cider vinegar. So they're all together in there. So some people might take those supplements separately. They might have kind of a bottle of this and a bottle of that. but we've really kind of pulled it all together into a capsule that we recommend taking alongside your meals so that you can get the most benefit out of it. And then our second capsule is IsaMove. And this product is all about your digestive system. So again, there's no laxatives in there, and there's no kind of sudden effects that you're going to feel. But we've taken, again, nutrient, magnesium, along with other plant-based ingredients, so your peppermint, your psyllium husk, your hyssop, and brought them together. So you've got your nutrients and your plant-based ingredients that are all working to soothe your digestive system. Now, the reason for this product is that we do find that the amount of protein and the amount of fiber that a person is having, say if they're doing, a weight loss program with 2 shakes a day, they're getting a lot more protein and fiber than they're used to. It's very healthy, it's a good thing, but your body can take a little bit of time to fully adapt, and your digestive system can be that one thing that people begin to struggle with when they're having these increased amounts of protein and fiber. So these ingredients can really kind of help to keep things moving, help you to be regular, and you can continue with it throughout your journey. If you like, there's plenty of people around the world who this is just part of their daily routine, part of their daily supplements, even though they've had this amount of protein and fiber for years. So it's really up to you as to how long this product is part of your day. So now we're going to pull all of that together in terms of how to use these products. So really, we're going to start talking about your shake days and your cleanse days, which I'm sure many of you have heard of before. So your cleanse days, which is your days of intermittent fasting. They're great, but we recommend a maximum of 4. We don't recommend that you're, doing other types of fasting where you might be fasting kind of every second day, or, trying to do double cleanse days every single week. So you're doing suddenly 8 cleanse days in a month. We do recommend a maximum of 4. And the reason for that is because of all those things we spoke about at the beginning, right? It's not about starving yourself. It's not about having 0 calories. It's about good nutrition. And so we're really focusing on good nutrition on your shake days, making sure that you're getting in all of the macronutrients and all of the micronutrients. And then you're combining that with your intermittent fasting on your cleanse days. We don't recommend just doing, cleanse days non-stop, because you do need fuel and you do need nutrients. But with that being said, there's loads of different ways you can get your cleanse days into your month. So we've got a couple of examples here. Top one is where you're doing 1 cleanse day per week. So here we've chosen Thursdays, but of course it can be any day. But one thing we do recommend is that you have at least 2 shake days before your first cleanse day. So we wouldn't recommend, if you're going to start a program tomorrow, we don't recommend day 1 doing a cleanse day. Give it a couple of days, and then you could go into your first cleanse day. Some people might do a whole week of shake days before their first cleanse day, and that's also fine. It's all about what's going to work best for you. The other option is to do a back-to-back cleanse day. You might have heard this as a double cleanse day. And here we would just recommend doing 2 of those per month, because it's still a total of 4 days that you would be fasting. It's just you're doing them back to back rather than 1 per week. So now to dive in a little bit more to shake days. And there's kind of 2 different ways to talk about shake days here. The first one is to talk about them for weight loss. So if your goal is to lose weight, then what we recommend is that every day on your shake days, you have 1 healthy balanced meal, somewhere between 400 and 600 calories. And then you replace the other 2 meals with isoline shakes. Now that can be in any order. I personally do always recommend that an isoline shake is your breakfast, because you are probably unlikely to get that same nutrient profile in your breakfast. And it's a great way to start the day. But then your lunch and dinner, you've got flexibility. So whichever order you want to have the meals in, however your day looks and your lifestyle looks, is completely up to you. But just rule of thumb, 1 healthy balanced meal and 2 isoline shakes. You then, in addition to that, have your snacks. Remember, they're not compulsory, but if you do feel hungry in between meals, then absolutely make sure that you are having a snack and that you've planned a snack into your day, so it doesn't it's not a surprise where you end up then reaching for something a little bit unhealthy. You're actually a bit organized and you've got plenty of things around you that can constitute a healthy snack. So for a snack, we do recommend between 100 and 150 calories, but that could be, say you could have 100 calories in the morning and 100 calories in the afternoon. It's not split between them, it's per session. And then you've got your supplements. So you've got your Thermo GX. I recommend those with your breakfast and your lunch, and your IsaMove capsules before bed, and your Ionic Supreme. So your Ionics could be first thing in the morning, or it could be last thing at night, or it could be somewhere in between. You'll find as you go through your Ionics journey, there's some people who have it every single night without fail, and other people who couldn't imagine starting their day without it. So we're all going to be slightly different. So play around and try and figure out the time of day that's best for you. But then if you don't really want to lose weight, you're more thinking about your health, or you're thinking about after you've lost weight and you're thinking about maintaining your new healthy weight, then yes, we kind of do still talk about shake days, but ultimately we're just talking about healthy eating and a healthy diet. So, you know, we do still recommend at least one isoline shake a day. So for me, I've been here for nearly 4 years and I've had a shake for breakfast probably 99% of the days out of the last 4 years, with no intention to lose weight, no intention to be like, you know, an elite athlete. I'm just thinking about health, and I'm thinking about convenience as well at the same time. So for me, that's still a daily ritual. It's a daily breakfast. Some days, maybe it's going to be 2 shakes because I'm on the go and I'd rather have a shake than pick up something that's been ready made, because that's probably not going to be that healthy. And I would rather have the nutrients. So again, kind of up to you there for how many shakes you're going to have per day. Sometimes you're going to add to it because you might want a few extra calories to be coming in, especially if you are still having 2 shakes a day. And there's lots of different ways that you can do that, lots of different ingredients that you could add. One of my favorites is frozen banana. So when your bananas are going brown, just slice them up, pop them in the freezer, and then you can just put a couple of slices into your smoothie, and that makes chocolate banana is just such a good combination if anyone's looking for any top tips. So here's an example of everything we just spoke about. So this is really to do with weight loss. So this is an example shake day schedule that you'll be able to find in our weight loss system guide, which is just focusing on somebody who's having 1 healthy balanced meal and 2 isoline shakes. So again, you can really mix up the order. You can choose from these snack options, but to be honest, there's hundreds of other snack options you can have. Don't feel restricted to just what's on the screen. And again, your Ionics, you can move that around for different times of day. So we're all about flexibility, and we're all about finding what works best for you. So what works best for me is going to be very different to what works best for my friend or my sister or my partner. So we are all, you know, going to be doing things slightly differently, and that's why we really focus on this just being a guide. And then we have our cleanse days. So our cleanse days, as we know, is a type of intermittent fasting. And people might think of intermittent fasting as just for weight loss, but actually research over recent years has shown that it is also a great way to obviously maintain your weight loss, but also for long-term health. And you'll see and you'll hear loads and loads of people within Isogenics and not within Isogenics who, you know, really do continue with their intermittent fasting because they just know about all of the long-term health benefits. So the benefits of fasting obviously include weight loss, but also it can help with your body composition. So research has shown that if you're, they compared like 2 groups of people. One group of people focused just on restricting their calories, and another group of people focused on intermittent fasting for 1 or 2 days a week. And in the intermittent fasting group, they found that they held on to more of their muscle mass whilst they were decreasing their fat mass. So compared to the group that were just restricting calories. So for somebody who is trying to become a bit leaner, training quite hard at the gym, do not rule out your cleanse days for getting to that body composition goal, because it can really help. Can also help with your appetite. You do have various hormones in your body that are regulating your appetite. And, you know, by fasting, you can help to regulate that. And I also think just psychologically, the day after a cleanse day, you think to yourself, well, yesterday I went the whole day without having anything. So I think I can go, you know, half an hour without having something else to eat. So it does definitely help in that regard. And also your body has so many processes that it gets done when you're fasting. Because don't forget, we are all technically fasting when we're asleep. So for that period of time, we are fasting without even really being consciously aware of it. And when we are fasting, our body has lots of different processes that are going on. One of which is called autophagy. And that is really focusing on kind of a spring clean and your body getting rid of those old cells and, you know, kind of repairing and rejuvenating and recycling. But your body can only do that when you're fasting. And that's really the element that has been shown for intermittent fasting to help with your long-term health. So we're not talking about weight here. We're not talking about body composition. We're just talking about your body's long-term health. So lots of different reasons there, and cleanse days and intermittent fasting is something that really we should all be thinking a little bit about, no matter what it is that we're trying to achieve. Of course, different people might want to be fasting for different numbers of days for the month. So if you're trying to lose weight, I would recommend doing your 4 cleanse days per month. But if you're just trying to stay healthy, you can of course carry on with your 4 days a month, or you could just do 1 or 2 cleanse days a month. And that could be enough just to give your body that opportunity. So we have put together a cleanse day tracker, and you'll have noticed as we were going through, there were so many different products that you could have on your cleanse day. And I'll be honest, you could do quite well on your cleanse day if you had one of everything. You'd, you know, basically have had a normal day of eating by the end. So that's why we put together the tracker, and we've assigned different products a certain number of credits, and then you can spend your credits throughout the day. So we've recommended up to 10 credits. There will be some people who are totally fine with just having their Nourish for Life. That's it. They are kind of true to their word fasters, and they don't need any additional snacks to get through. But then you'll find other people really do need something. I'm one of those people. I can't go the whole day without having something. Some days I'm going to need a bit more, some days I'm going to need a bit less. So there's no like rigid rules here. It's just really seeing 10 as around your maximum, that you don't really want to go much higher above. But it is important to note that your Nourish for Life doesn't count towards the 10. So we do recommend having your 4 servings of Nourish for Life regularly throughout the day anyway. And then we're really just talking about your snacks here that you're having in addition to that. So here is the tracker for you. And if you've not seen this before, or if you would like it, you know, in Dutch or in German or French or whatever kind of your native language is, then let me know, because we've got it in all the languages, and so we can share it with everybody. But you'll see we've assigned, you know, tea. You can drink pretty much as much tea as you like throughout the day. You could have peppermint tea, chamomile tea, a little bit of green tea, and that's 0 credits. So you can really kind of stay hydrated and have something that's not just water as much as you like. And then as we go down, you'll see some products on here that we've not mentioned. Some of these products are originally from Zija, which is a company that has kind of merged with Isagenix over the last year. So you can also include those products on your cleanse day. And you've got those amped products underneath the 2 credit section. They're the performance products that we will talk about another time. But we don't recommend intense exercise on your cleanse day. They do have a footnote attached to them that is kind of at your own risk if you want to do something like that. But some people who are, you know, very elite are able to still train at that intense level whilst they're fasting. But for most people, actually, it's quite nice to have a rest day, or maybe focus on your mobility or flexibility, or go out for a walk, rather than doing like your toughest session of the week when you're fasting. So we will talk a lot more about training another time. And then those harvest thins and weigh thins, you can also have those. They are assigned 3 credits. My top tip for that would be to take your bag and to divide it into a couple of portions, maybe 2 or 3 portions. And then you can have like mini snacks throughout the day, just to, you know, break things up and give you a little bit more variety throughout the day. But as I said, you can go up to 10, but some days you might find that you just need 4 or 5, and that's going to be totally fine for you. Other days you might need to have 10, all 10 credits, but that's absolutely fine. We're all going to be different, and every cleanse day is going to be different too. So that kind of brings us to a close. So we've covered the core products, which are our Isoline shakes, Nourish for Life, and Ionic Supreme. And they're going to be part of every program that you're thinking about and that you're talking about. We've then got all of the healthy snacks, because snacking can be an important part of a healthy diet if done right. And then we've got the supplements that we added in. So they can be there for your weight loss journey, for your wellness journey, or just an e-shot, because I think everybody needs an e-shot in their cupboard. And then we pulled it all together to talk about how to do your shake days and how to do your cleanse days. And we've got loads of different resources out there that are there to help you, to educate you. And also if you want to share that with other people, then we've got some great tools to help to explain how to do your shake days and cleanse days as well. I don't have the chat box open, but I will open it. And do we have any questions in there?
I don't think yet, Rebecca, there were some specific questions. I did get a lot of one-on-one replies of people saying, hey, we need to do this more frequently. Can we also talk about other projects in upcoming team trainings? Of course, we will do that. But for now, because we do have a few more minutes left, if there's anybody who would like to ask a question, you can unmute yourself, or you can put your question in the chat box. That's perfectly fine. I know that Marcus was making a comment on the intermittent fasting. He's one of the pros.
Question for everyone else. Have you all seen like the cleanse day tracker and the system guide? And have you all seen all those like tools that we have? You can nod or you can shake if you don't want to come off mute. Yeah. Oh, we've got a mixture.
So one of my questions would be about this great app. Do you know maybe when this app is going to be launched in Germany?
Which app are you talking about? Sorry.
IsaLife.
The IsaLife app.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the team have been working on the IsaLife app. It is in like a testing phase right now. I'm pretty sure that they did find a couple of things that they needed to fix. That's the whole point of the testing phase. But the work is underway and it will very hopefully be launching very soon. But that is a great tool when you have access to it. That is a great tool for tracking your shake days and your cleanse days, and you know, your snacks, making sure that your snacks are between 100 and 150 calories. So yes, that will be, I don't have a date, I'm afraid, but I don't think anyone in the team has a date. It really just depends on fixing these issues that came up, but it's coming.
Okay, I think there's a question from Carla in the chat box. She's asking, are there alternative ways to use the Nourish for Life? For example, add it as a drink every morning.
Yeah, so we spoke about cleanse days, but there's another kind of way that you can fast, which is what we refer to as a daily cleanse. The technical name for it would be time-restricted feeding, because you would be taking advantage of that time overnight where you are naturally fasting anyway because you're asleep. So you could have your Nourish for Life either first thing in the morning or last thing at night, so that you can then benefit from that overnight fasting period. And if you like, then you could always kind of extend the fasting period by maybe delaying your breakfast a little bit or by having your dinner a little bit earlier. So you're getting that bigger window of fasting around that overnight fast. But you can just have it every day as a supplement. You know, it's a great supplement that lots and lots of people some people even add it to their shake. So it's nothing to do with fasting at all. It's just about getting in the nutrients and the ingredients.
Cool. Maybe Rebecca, as a final note, can you say something about the improvement in the retention ratio when new customers, but also new associates are joining the famous ISA Body Challenge program?
Yes. So I don't have the actual numbers off the top of my head, but if first of all, so ISA Body Challenge is a 16-week kind of a transformation challenge. And, you know, there's big prizes to be won at the end of it, but also there's little prizes for absolutely everybody who completes it. So if you like a little money off coupon of, it's about 150 euros, probably a bit more in euros actually, then that's, you know, that's kind of a no-brainer really. But also you've committed to that 16 weeks. So if you yourself have committed to 16 weeks of following the program and really kind of making a healthy change to your lifestyle, then obviously after that 16 weeks, you are going to see a change. And you're going to want to maintain that change and carry on that change. And so you're more likely to then, say if that was on a weight loss program, you're then more likely to carry on using the products to maintain that weight, or just for convenience, or maybe, you know, some people get halfway through and they've got so much energy that they don't know what to do with it, and they take up running, or they take up a different sport, or they start going to the gym, and so then they transition into more of a performance category. So if you think about that from your own perspective, then that's why it is important to encourage our customers to also join the challenge, because they will also then see exactly what we've mentioned over the 16 weeks and then be encouraged to continue beyond 16 weeks. I think sometimes in Isogenics, we don't call it this anymore necessarily, but like our packs used to be called like a 30-day weight loss system. And I think that now we call it like a weight loss basic pack. But there was always this talk about 30 days, and people kind of got very into 30 days and they just thought of it as something that was for a short period of time. But that's really not what we're about here. We're really talking about long-term change. And that's why we're not recommending that you do, you know, 20 cleanse days in a 1-month period, because we want your weight loss is obviously going to be at a sustainable rate. And you're going to be chipping away at it. You're not going to lose, you know, a stone in a week. We're never going to go out with that kind of campaign, because we want it to be sustainable and something that you can do for the long term. If you're just doing this all the time with your weight, you know, you're this weight, then you drop, and then you gain a bit more, and then you drop, and then you gain even more, and then you drop. That's not just, you know, frustrating on the scales. It's actually doing a little bit of damage inside, and it's not the right mentality and habit to be encouraging people to come to get into. So that's why we are very much about like kind of the marathon and not the sprint. And then you're building these healthy habits over the 16 weeks, and you're just going to continue them beyond that too.
Cool. Good info. So maybe we can wrap up this call, because in about 10 minutes we've got our weekly European opportunity call. So maybe on behalf of myself and Jessica and the rest of the team, Rebecca, thank you very, very much for taking time. I know that you're really, really busy, and really appreciate you sharing some insights on these kinds of products. For everybody here, in the upcoming weeks, we will host several product trainings where we will include Rebecca and some other associates also, who are also on a nutritional level, just to give you all the insights on all the products that you feel confident yourself, not only for using, but also for recommending, but also share that knowledge towards your team, because everything has to be about knowledge on the products, on how to use it, how to get the best results out of it, how we can all join the ISA Body Challenge. That's a warm and a highly recommended program we should all use ourselves and recommend it to others. So for now, I would like to say thank you to everybody. We will upload the video in all groups. Please share it with your team members. We look forward to seeing you again. In about 10 minutes, we've got our opportunity call. But for now, thank you, Rebecca. Thank you, everybody, for joining, and we wish you a good evening. Okay, good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.